Hi Sirisha, how are you?
Yeah, hi Rakesh. I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. Thank you for asking. So, can you tell us something about
Yeah,
yourself?
yeah, sure. My name is Sirisha. I am from Hyderabad. I have totally 4.5 years of experience,
Mm,
both manual and automation. Automation 2.5 and manual 2 years. I have experienced multiple domains and technologies. Domains are the e-commerce and the healthcare,
mm-hmm.
and technologies are Selenium and Java, core Java, and coming to my responsibilities, roles and responsibilities. Here, my role is the quality analyst, and we are following the agile methodology.
Okay.
Sprint duration is the 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And coming to my responsibilities, so first of all, I will analyze the requirement specification and then provide the estimation for the user stories. I will write the test cases for the test scenarios, and then I'll start the execution. Once completed the manual execution, then I'll switch to the automation execution. And here we are and here we are using the Jira tool for reporting the purpose. And my framework is the TestNG framework with page object model. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what my introduction, Rakesh.
Okay. So, can you tell me few of the high-level negative test scenarios? How will you test the e-commerce website? Negative test scenarios.
Yeah, negative test scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, like e-commerce negative test scenarios. Yeah, okay. So I'll first of all I'll take the Flipkart application.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to select the one purchase. So
Mm-hmm.
I can select that product into the ad cart, but actually I did not to select that product, but it is automatically select the add to cart button. So this is the one scenario, and when I entered the uh, uh, mm, negative test data, and it will log in, and uh, so then when I use the cards, so like debit card and credit card also, and
Mm-hmm.
it will not insert the properly. Like I'll not get the text messages, OTP, something like that. So this is the negative scenarios.
Okay. The first one which you were telling that add to cart button is selected, right?
Yeah,
In which case it will be selected once you enter the product and then you enter the quantity and then it will be clickable, right?
yeah.
Hmm. So how can you qualify that as a negative test scenario? That is a happy path. Once you enter the product name, the quantity details, and then that button will be enabled.
Yeah, but actually I have select the one product only, but it is automatically select the what I have selected the product. So along with the another product also selected along with my selected product.
Then that's a bug, right? Let's say if you select one shirt and along with that shirt, say socks also get selected, right? Then it's a bug. It's not a negative test scenario, right? In the payment details, you were telling for debit card and credit card, if you enter the proper number and if you don't receive the OTP, right? So you will be waiting for that OTP for some particular seconds, right? As a part of
Yeah,
negative testing, what you can do is you can answer like if you enter a credit card with insufficient balance, for example, the amount to be paid is 2000 rupees and there is only 1000 left in your wallet or in the credit card, right? Then it will not work. Then, or else if you are using some debit card which is having expired date, right? Then it will not work. It should not work, right? That's the negative testing. Then you are trying to pay via UPI, but again, while doing UPI transaction, you entered incorrect number. Then what happened, right? It should not work. So these are few of the negative test scenarios that you can tell when you are testing an e-commerce website, right? Okay. Now, you are
Yeah.
comfortable with
Okay.
Java, right? So let's take this
Yeah. Core
program.
Java.
Code Java. Okay. So now you have to tell the output of this program. Yeah, what would be the output of this program?
So the string is the automation.
Mm-hmm.
Here, here we did not convert as a character array, calling garbage collector. Finally, finally, it is a garbage collected something.
Right, right. It's a program related to garbage collector.
Yeah, garbage collected.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Generally, finalize is used to compiler error output is.
So can you explain why you will get compiler error?
So here string is the automation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we did not convert it as a string array, and system.gc is the calling garbage collector.
So what will be the output? Or will you get compiler error? See, let me tell you the answer. See, the output will be end of main. This is the print statement,
Oh,
right? Now explanation. See, we already know. So we have a finalize method here, right? Which is called by a garbage collector,
yeah.
right? Now this finalize method is called with by a garbage collector, which is on an object before destroying it, right? So you are again overriding it. If a class does not override finalize method, then by default the object class finalize method will be called. But we have called this method first.
Okay.
And str is actually the string class object. That is also one more
Yeah.
catch, right? It is not something that is the test class, right? Hence the
Okay.
output will be end of main. Okay. Now
Okay. Okay.
let's move to the next question. Okay. The next question is, okay. So can you give me an example of checked exception and runtime exception?
Checked exceptions and runtime exceptions.
Hmm. What are checked exception, runtime exception? What are the examples? Any example that you can give?
Exception is nothing but is an error in Java. It is occurring while the execution is running time. We'll get the exception. So exception means mm, expected and actually is not matching. Then we will get the output in the exception. That is the exception.
Mm-hmm.
So our output and our execution is not match. That is the exception.
Mm-hmm.
And checked exception is the type of the exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Checked and unchecked exceptions.
Right, right. So what is the difference between two?
Checked exception means while writing before execution the code, while writing the code, we will get the some compiler error means our code is writing some, we have missed some curly brackets
Mm.
and commas, double commas. It is the checked exceptions. Before
Mm.
execution the program, it is checking, so it is called checked exceptions.
Okay.
So it is the difference. Execution means after execution, we will get the output, whether it is error or exception. As
Mm-hmm.
per my knowledge, this is the difference both.
Okay, okay, no worries. So checked exception is the exceptions that are checked at a compile time. Runtime exceptions are same as unchecked exception, right? Now, if there is some code within a method and it throws a checked exception, right? Then we have to use throws keyword, right? In checked
Yeah,
exception, again, there are two types. One is fully checked exception and one is partially checked exception, right? Fully checked exception are something like um, IO exception, interrupted exception, right? So those things you can check. And see, in an interview, you will be asked to write a program, maybe to explain, right? Then you can write a simple program explaining the exceptions, right?
yeah.
Okay. Then what are unchecked exceptions, right? So unchecked exceptions are nothing but those will come under error, or you can say runtime exceptions, right? So they are not checked during the compile time, right? So that's how you can tell. Again, in unchecked exception, you can give some examples, programs, right? So that's how you can explain. Okay. Do you know any types or examples of unchecked exceptions?
Mm,
So for example, I'm giving you one of the example, that is arithmetic exception, right? Any other examples of unchecked exceptions in Java?
mm, no, Rakesh, I'm not
Yeah,
sure for a checked and unchecked.
yeah, no worries. So null pointer exception, right? And then you have array index out of bound exception. That is also an example of unchecked exception. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say you have to run the automated test parallel. So how will you execute it via Selenium automation?
Can you repeat me?
Yeah. Let's say you have
One
an
second.
automation framework, right? And
Yeah,
you have to run your test in parallel. You have to run your test in
yeah.
multiple browsers, parallel execution. So how will
Mm.
you achieve it via Selenium automation?
Yeah, whenever I have executed the test case in the parallelly, I'll go with the .xml file in the TestNG.
Okay.
So it is a test run with the multiple browser and
Mm-hmm.
test run with the multiple packages in the test run in the test engine, and test run with the multiple classes in multiple packages, and it is run with the individual method, individual class, and individual package also.
Mm-hmm.
So like first of all, I will create the .xml file. So in that I need to write the program like suit name, test name, parameters, and classes name. So inside the classes, I need to write the class name. So whenever I have to write the class name, along with the package name also I need to write. Then I can execute the this test cases. Then test run with the multiple browsers like this.
Right, right. What is inheritance?
Yeah. Inheritance means when one object and acquires all the properties and functions of a parent object
Mm-hmm.
is called as a inherit is called as a inheritance, and it is easy to code reusability. So this is the inheritance.
Okay, can you explain
So
how you have...
example means if
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if the example suppose a child and a parent is there, like, but child asset it's not it could not transfer to the parent. So this is the way, this is of the inheritance, and this inheritances are two types, and multiple and multi-level inheritance.
Okay. So can you give me an
And as a
example?
parent class,
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
uh,
You are telling something as a
it
parent
yeah
class.
yeah, I'll take the parent class. Uh, it inherits the attributes and the methods from the parent class to child class,
Mm-hmm. Right.
parent class to another.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the inheritance.
Okay. Now can you
It
give
is
me...
possible to,
Yeah.
yeah,
So now can you give me an example how you have used this concept in your automation framework? How you have used inheritance in your automation framework?
like superclass and subclass. We are using the,
Right, right. So can you elaborate? Can you explain in detail? Mm-hmm.
yeah, like superclass. So a superclass also called as a parent class,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then subclass. Subclass is derived from and subclass it inherits the properties and the behaviors of the from the superclass, because of superclass is the parent class.
Right, right. But how have you implemented? So you are telling about base class, right? So how you have implemented in your automation framework?
Mm. You can tell me, Rakesh.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. So I'll let you know. But before that, let this be an open question for the people, and you can put down your answer in the comment section of this video. How you have used inheritance in your automation framework, right? Okay. Okay, which are the different exceptions that you have faced while doing automation? Which are the different types of exceptions that you have faced while doing automation?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So which are the different types of exceptions that you have faced while doing Selenium automation?
yeah. In Selenium automation, exceptions are I have faced no such element exception and timeout exception
Mm-hmm.
and a button not clickable exception and stale element reference exception.
Mm-hmm.
So I have faced these exceptions in the while using the Selenium automation.
Okay. So how do you overcome stale element reference exception?
Yeah, stale element reference exception. Stale means involved. It is a
Mhm.
no longer element. So stale element reference exception we will get in the we will get by two ways. Like whenever our page is navigating to one page to another page, and the second one is the refresh button.
Mhm.
So whenever our code is interacting with the element, sometimes the element is not find